SPY making a little move pre-market. Not big.
Numbers were good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The unemployment numbers were better, worse, I think. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. And of course, they're
going shit anyway.
That was about to say. Yeah, they're gonna lead everybody around for a little while. Hey, look at this. But yeah, it's just like these buyers and sellers. But obviously, a lot of buyers and sellers are affected by news. So there's at least retail traders.
And when they see jobs numbers go up, there's that usual rush to buy thing. And then sell things. But the thing is, usually when you see jobs, actually when jobs improves, typically what happens is, even if there's a little spike, it very often happens that positive job numbers equal lower prices on stocks. And when you have higher unemployment, you typically see prices go up. Case in point, look at the COVID dump when a lot of people lost their jobs and the prices just started running up.
Oh, dude. Ridiculous.
Yeah, things are a little skewed now.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
So the other way around.
Job numbers are up. Oh, people are going back to work after the scamdemic.
Exactly. So now it's going to cost shareholders more to hold those shares because they got higher costs at each company with all the extra labor costs. So, I guess we're going to have to dump some prices.
Oh, yeah. Just like buying this new car. It's like, dude, they're charging premium on top of MSRP. I'm like, what up? They're like, oh, when was the last time you bought a new car? I was like 2020, not too long ago. But literally right before COVID. But
their cars are in the parking lots there, because I'm here in Detroit, and even here in Detroit, there's no cars in the new lots.
As soon as they come off the fucking semis, they're gone.
Yeah, here too.
So they're like, there's a $5,000 premium over MSRP. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? They're like, well, the manager said he'll drop it to $3,500 for you. And I'm like, you guys are fucking running a racket. I was like, all right, just fucking do it. Don't let anybody else buy the fucking thing.
And meanwhile, we have 250,000 cars laying around in various lots here in Detroit that are not completed because they can't get chips.
They can't get.
So they're done, parked with them chipless.
How crazy!
It's unbelievable.
There's something to be said about a fucking 1980 Chevy pickup truck.
Yep. Doesn't need computers.
There's nothing on that truck I can't fix. There's nothing, you know what I mean? It's like, I get under the hood of this 2020 diesel, and I'm just like, what am I even fucking looking at here, man? What is all this electronics and shit? Holy crap. You got to peel so much stuff off the top if you even want to get in anything.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem, man.
Yep.
Where are all the ball bearings?
Yeah. Good. All right.
Where's all the gear?
Looks like BTC's having a little fun here.
Yeah.
4 hour.
Had that nice little mojo.
Yeah, you can see this return. On the 4 hour was ramping. Had some.
Yeah. 4 hour buyers higher than 4 hour sellers.
Yes. The buyers. Okay. Jimmy went back to work. I don't have to support him anymore. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin.
Right.
Oh,
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how that worked.
Yeah, totally.
More buyers and sellers. Oh.
Right off of that.
Nah.
I'm on daily range too. Had a nice bounce, basically off that daily range.
So yeah, you're right. I don't even think you were on yet, but I got to cut out here in probably like 20 after or something.
Okay.
So, it'll be boop. Hey guys, I'm out here. Somebody's gonna come pick me up. Take me to our dealership. So you can just ramble on.
We just talk stocks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Micron's exploding here this morning. It's all good again, man. It's all good again until it's not in about an hour.
This day Div is playing out though. For sure. Got some daily bull divergence. Negatively correlated contracting volatility. Everything you want to see. Heading into randomness, entropy says. Survey says entropy is random. No, it's actually, it's back to randomness. But the predictors to the top side, bull div, DLP's looking good. Everything's looking good. All the fishers are ripping. We'd like to see that. And these 4 lengths are all in unison, man. It's usually good. Usually good, depending on which way. Now, do I just trade this by itself? Not really. Could you? If you take profit, you could trade any of our indicators, probably, man. If you learn them well enough, you really could.
Yep.
But it's what it's all about. That's why we hammer home taking profit. That's what creates profitable traders. People get so confused on what actually profitable trader means. It means you're taking your profit, man. It doesn't mean you won 2 trades last month and lost 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good. Guarantee you lost. And it's weird. People have more of a passion to hold on to a bad trade. I don't know if it's ego or what. Then they are. It's like easier for people. It's so weird, man, because it's got to be an ego thing. Because
It is.
Yeah,
totally
and
is.
partly it's laziness, and partly it's greed. You know.
Yeah. Well, people can take profit after a while, right? But when you're in a losing trade, you're just, no, I'm right.
Right.
Yep.
It will turn around.
Yep.
Yeah.
We know what happens when you do that with Bitcoin.
Right. It will take all your money. It will take all your Bitcoin. Bottom line.
And there's been people in alpha trading, since we started, and have come out and say, yeah, I did this, that, and the other. It's like, that's why we hammer this home. Get out of bad trades. Get it. Would you rather lose $100 or $10,000? Come on.
Exactly.
This is ridiculous. There'll be another entry. We're not trading the 4-hour chart. We're not trading the daily chart. Get back on the 5-minute, find your next entry. Let it go. Have another cup of coffee. Go walk the dogs. Do something. Enjoy life. Enjoy life. Let's see. Yeah, the daily chart looks great. Let me see what SPY looks like. Maybe she'll be a little late and I can get the market open. Yeah, SPY's kicking up some heavy bull div on the returns oscillator for sure. But that's the that's the only thing looking good, to be honest. Well, Z-score is pretty low. Variance is coming down. DLP is building steam, but it's having outliers, obviously.
What do the blue dots on the bottom of that DLP mean?
That's literally just outliers. Z-score outliers. If you look up and see where the Z-score outliers start, you'll see the dots on the DLP.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, just like they're adding lots of stuff to indicators. That's what they did back here. I just wanted to, when you're watching the DLP, there's an outlier in progress, statistical outlier.
So P-Funk, when the outlier is happening, let's say this one's to the downside, you'll see a flash, and then that will be like the bottom side of the red candle. And then
but
as soon as it's flat, you'll see the whipsaw come back in. So yes, it might be saying, yeah, we're having an outlier, but the data's still there at those green lines. But when it touches those green lines,
he's got 4 blue dots like in a row, and it looks like the RO is right around the mean. So I don't understand. Or the Z-score is right around the mean on the first one, or in the middle, right where it goes from white to pink, right there at the end.
Right here?
No, come all the way to the end. We're current. We're September, right? Like today, the last 4 days, if you go up top to the RMS Z-score, right, you see it go from white to pink. It looks like that's about where the first 2 dots are down below on the DLP.
Yeah, and the DLP literally catches it early with this candle right here. boom. It's probably a repaint thing is what it is, I'm sure. But yeah.
It's not an outlier there yet. It's not an outlier until it touches the green lines or the orange lines on the RMSE score, right?
No.
Then I misunderstand.
Yep, these lines, the lines in the Z-score, those are just confidence intervals. Think of them as like probability levels, like standard deviations and stuff. You got 90, 95, and 99. And you
I understand.
That Z-score gets around 99. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I think it's kicking up, kicking down, doing something.
So then, where are we on the outlier on the variance? Then is that what the DLP is doing? Those outliers on the variance, is that what that means?
On the Z-score, like when the Z-score changes color, like pink to the downside, blue to the upside, that's the Z-score telling you that there's a statistical outlier. Yep, and it's going to match up with the outliers on the variance too. But then the DLP will start printing the dots.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
No. Now you know. It's good. That's a SPY. Let me see something on a little SPY. 2-day candles pulling back up pretty strong. Yeah. Let's see here.
Variance and Z-score and volatility roll like brothers, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Little volatility brothers. We got working. Yep. Some hidden bull on the 3-day. Man, look at that choppy Z-score on the way up. Let's see. Did I look at this on the weekly? Yeah, need some volatility to come in here. Let's see. Yeah, setting up hidden bull on the weekly as well. Setting up. Obviously, there's no bottom yet on price action. Oh well.
Look how crazy accurate those moves are on the entropy right there that you were having. And they're
all right. Ridiculous.
Do you think when entropy is contracting?
When you got that, right now.
Yeah, when it's contracting, you see the green line.
It's just
could
amazing.
you say that's positive drift? Entropy.
I think we have two conversations going here, it sounds like.
When it's contracting, what? Could you say what about entropy? When it's contracting what?
Sorry, Yash, we're losing you on your mic. But general idea being is we see here this contraction phase where it turned around and it's not going back to the zero. It went green, right? Can we treat that as, yes, it's going to say pump, but because it's contracting and it's green, we can look at that as positive drift.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah?
I think so.
And then if we just go back to the red one that's contracting, I think on the there's 17 number here at the bottom of the screen. Time frame, Negative drift, do we go down? Yeah, we go down. Cool.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I'm really excited to try and like mess around with on this new modification. And then the next observation I saw is, I know this is now, we do chart art, but when we do yellow, when we go random, if we mark that candle out with a box, and then when this thing hits whatever number it is, let's say it hits its outlier to the bottom, entropy is fully expanded, and then we see it turn around, we're going to know that it's going to want to go back to that random point, because it's not necessarily random, because that's where entropy started to gain or fall. So if entropy wants to go back to its middle place, its middle ground, it could either be at the yellow flash, I don't know, or halfway to the yellow flash. I don't know yet. But I'm really excited to play with this new entropy.
So I like what you're doing with your 5 AVRs going off at once.
5 AVRs, you could say that is another way that you could look at that type of data, yes, to go find means. I
get what you're saying then.
Yeah.
I got it.
Heck yeah.
So that if you're using the high-low of that particular candle, so if you have an entry, if you have a yellow flash on the entropy in it, you're saying you're taking the box from the high-low of that particular candle on that.
Yeah, for the entropy, I would only take open and close because my data.
Right. That's what I meant. Open close, not high-low. Open close. Sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the general idea. Obviously, the one that is at 0 would maybe be the most accurate one. And as we can see, the one that closest to 0 is at 17, which is at like 430 on this or whatever price, all the way up there. One of those. So if that's what it's wanting to mean revert to, obviously we can use the other indicators to tell us that, hey, maybe it can't get there. But now that we've made this observation, the DLP, that's also sort of mean reverting on the bottom left, yo, that thing makes a green cloud for long enough. I'm sure it could get halfway there, right? So I need to figure out that ratio of where's this entropy wanting to pretty much contract back to? Where does it feel safe? Where's its safety point? And then line that up with all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Nah.
It's just it all comes down to levels again.
Yes. It's generally just finding a mean within the random distribution, because if all the numbers are random, and then the one that tells us that is actually truly fucking random, then it's not random.
Okay, in
Like
English.
inverse mean. It's like an inverse mean. I don't know. But yeah, if you look at a distribution and you're like, everything is random here, because you don't know how to differentiate between if it's not random and if it's random. So you're just gonna say it's random. But then the moment you have something that's said to you, hold up, bro, this is the actual random point. This is the zeroed random point. This is the accurate random point. Maybe because everything's so fucking random, that number is not so random anymore because it's the only significant variable in the book, whatever it is. So maybe wants to go back there.
Dude, I haven't had enough coffee to process.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, my God.
Bro, it doesn't work like that.
Think of it like,
It doesn't
How
work
do you
like
spell
that with
random?
that. It doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't work like that with randomness. It's a bit different, man.
That was
Total
deep, dude.
total randomness, like a rave, right?
Yeah, like a rave.
It's a
That conversation was random.
just massive randomness.
So we just gotta find that point of non-random distribution,
Wow.
and then I reckon we'll be there, Jets.
When it's not, but here's the thing: when it's not trending, it's random. It doesn't matter how random; it's random.
Dude, go leave the rave floor and just go into the bathroom. Then
One of
boom,
those little yellow pills, man.
then you're trending. And with all the bright lights and the mirrors, you're like, oh fuck, I'm in trend.
Trend.
I'll leave it off with when
Whoa.
it's contracting and it's green or red, I'll see for negative or
That's some
positive.
deep shit, man.
I'll leave it as that.
Yes.
Wow.
No, that is I do like that because it makes sense, right? And that's God, what is it?
What makes sense? Randomness?
Occam's razor or whatever. Well, the simplest explanation is usually correct.
No, I'm just being sarcastic.
No, you're
Yeah.
you're an
But
all-star.
when it's random, it's random. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And when
it
it's
could be-
not,
it could
it's
be just
not.
a little random.
You know
It
it's
could be just a little random.
If you know it's random, then it's not random.
We could be using volume or something.
Who's got a big
No, just
random and
because
who's got a little one?
just because you know it's random doesn't mean the market knows it's random. It doesn't mean that every other trader knows it's random.
Shots.
Therefore, it's still random.
It's very
That's a-
random that
It's
a
the
big
chicken or the egg.
By the way, even if everyone, okay, well, I can prove the chicken or the egg. We know the egg came first, bro, because there were dinosaurs before chickens, and dinosaurs laid eggs. Therefore, eggs came first.
So who came
boy.
first? Random?
So
or
did
knowing
the
that-
dinosaur come first or the egg?
Who laid the egg?
It's random.
Just
It's random.
It's random.
the holy lizard father just dropped an egg into the.
That's right. That's right.
Nothing laid it. It was a yeah.
It just appeared. One day.
Exactly.
The cosmic egg.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Yeah, we're all over.
The first dinosaur was covered in eggshells, and so they both came first. It's like what's he called? Like that Schrodinger's cat. If you put the cat in the box, is it dead or is it alive? It's both until you open the box.
Yeah, that's like if the tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to see it. Does it really happen? Well, I think that our consciousness creates reality. So think about that. The supercomputer we got working for us. They've done some tests that are pretty damn trippy. Pretty trippy. Where you're just like, oh, shit. Okay, we're in a simulation, folks. We're all sitting around somewhere playing a video game.
Yeah.
Oh, my ride's here, boys and ladies and gentlemen. I got to take off. I'll saying that.
All right, man.
I might
Have
do
a fun Friday.
Yep, I'll
Have
get
a fun Friday.
Yep, later.
SPY's looking good in trend, positively correlated, even though it's starting to weaken now on the 1 minute, but it's still positively correlated and it's still in trend.
I guess I'm not sharing. I am though.
And it's
my
riding
guy's
nicely
latest.
above the moon. SPY good.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is that stream?
AMD, you're on AMD.
Yeah, look at him. It's already up 2 points, man. I mean, it's hard, but that's why I say I always have to wait. The Micron thing's working out. Look at Micron, man. Holy shit.
Ooh, gold.
Yeah.
Gold is having a move. Gold is having a move.
Gold.
Gold.
Oh yeah,
People
14
trading shiny
bananas.
rock,
Oh yeah.
going up from 1705 to like 1712 in the last since like
Yeah, very nice.
what's happening.
I just can't monitor all this shit, dude. There's just so much stuff. God.
This is a clown
like-
show, dude. This is a clown
Yeah.
show. The world is on fire. Keep
I
buying
personally like silver, man. I don't know why. I think it's $17 an ounce. It's something just
Yeah,
doesn't
dude.
seem right. It's $17 an ounce.
stuff. Short squeeze silver, bro. Short squeeze silver.
Yeah, the Hunt brothers.
Seriously, man. Like, there's a lot of people saying that it's way oversold and this and that, and there's a lot of noise in the peanut gallery.
It just doesn't make sense that gold's $2,000 an ounce. Platinum, copper, everything is all like nuts except for silver. And they say there's a very limited supply of it. I don't know. I don't follow up on it.
That's why there's people saying short squeeze.
God, it's crazy, man.
If you guys want to hear something,
Well, I think Wall Street Bets. is all over that one already.
Yeah, they already remember that year they had that one rip on it where they ripped it that one day to like from 20 to 27, but it filtered out like 2 hours later. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think they're gonna have another. Attempt. But the thing is, when the news gets out early on it, it's likely to fail.
Yep.
The reason GameStop and all that worked is because the people that knew about it beforehand were people who were already in Wall Street Bets. After that, it became the thing to watch. And so since then, they've had they had some nice successes, but obviously a lot of not successes because a lot of failed attempts because.
Yeah.
Like African said, when everybody knows it's not random. Well, okay, I disagree mathematically, but the concept is when everybody knows, then it doesn't usually go the way people think.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's like when everything is so negative, usually the market's going up. When everything is so positive, that's usually the top. It's
exactly like if you look at all the peanut gallery this week, they've all been saying doom and gloom.
Yep.
And then you look at the actual daily chart of something like whatever Bitcoin or whatever. It hasn't been all doom and gloom this week. It's been since the market opened, it's actually gone up a little bit.
I'm watching Meta. I'm watching Facebook today, and I'm watching AMD today. Outside of the company.
Could this drop? Could this be a nice profit taking place? Hell yeah! Like it could easily be. This could be a very nice place to drop from.
Look at NVIDIA following this thing.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Well, dude, it was down almost 20 points yesterday in NVIDIA. Yeah. The options were going insane on this thing yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
this.
But
Bitcoin and a bunch of other cryptos ended up a tiny bit yesterday, right? They had like a doji basically to the upside, like a slightly flat candle, but to the upside. A lot of them.
NVIDIA got to 133. God, yeah. Sorry.
I can see it going up to the daily mean of Bitcoin and then popping down for some nice profit taking for the weekend. I could totally see that.
Look at Google.
Although for now,
wrecking people left and right.
The daily mean. I'm trying to find the daily mean on this on Bitcoin.
I'm looking at the one from the projection candle from 18 July.
No, but I don't have for some reason the daily CBR. Oh, there it is. I have the daily. Because I'm looking at 3 minute. Yeah,
it's like almost 20,800, 20,793, something like that. So, it could easily go up another few $100 and then fall.
Yeah. No, I see it now. I got it.
I could easily see that. I mean, there's other places it could go to. There's plenty of other targets, but that certainly is one to the upside. It's pretty much, and there's a Laplace distribution before that at 26.5, 20,625 or something like that. So either of those. Perfectly viable places to touch. before a dump, or even from just here, you know, because we're right above right above an RMLR. We're right on it, really, but right above it.
MJ, have you put an RMLR on that screen that you have up right now?
I have not. I don't really, to be honest, I hate to say it, I don't use it.
Right. Because you got to use basically you can get the predictor on the other indies that you have there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I
I have found.
Like I've told you
good.
before, man. I need like three or four signals. I can't have all this stuff on my screen. I go bonkers.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you.
But that's just me.
No, and yours was a great place to start from. It's like I've modified it a little bit, but it's still the way you have it. I like it's best because again, it's too much. It's too much info, and sometimes
I can't handle all the info.
What happens when we get 50 plus, man?
And that's the whole beauty of this thing is you mix and match whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And just like MJ does, he chunks it down to whatever he needs, just like you do. Everybody does in their own way.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have slightly different charts, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And then there's African. Oh, I'm sorry. You're still there, African?
Yeah, exactly. He is here somewhere.
Y'all are too trustworthy. You trust people too much, guys. So you think if you can trade this with 3 or 4 indicators, you're a very trustworthy person.
Well, how many indicators do you think you need to trade it, bro?
I don't know, bro. I just have trust issues.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
No, I just, everybody has their own way of trading, and lots of strategies work, especially when you have good tools. There's more than one way to open a can.
This is so true. So I was, maybe this is a good time for it. So maybe because Yasha, or because I know Bilbo was on it, but can you kind of maybe expound on how you're using the projection, the PB1s and 2s for options? Remember we were kind of talking about this?
Yeah. I mean, I just look at the target levels and I decide.
So if you're looking at his screen, MJ screen right now that he has up, so on his projection boss right there, so each one of those purple lines and the blue lines above and below the projection boss, each one of those levels would be, say, hypothetically, your option. Am I saying that right?
Would be hypothetically your option what?
Well, your strike price. Would that be your strike price or put price? Right?
Exactly. It'd be your strike price and your out of the money price and your in the money price, all that.
Would be the prices where the cone actually is.
Yeah, I would use those cone distribution bands, the projection boss distribution bands, to be basically the targets for a strike price, in the money, out of the money, etc.
So in a hypothetical right here, just looking at that, he's got this on daily. But I mean, obviously this is too far up. But if you have the white at 47,107, you have the first projection boss down at 31,093, and then the second one down at 20. Is that 20? It's hard to see. 20,856.
Yep.
So if this was a hypothetically intraday or daily, chart, you would be using, say, if you think it's going up, you'd be buying calls with the 31,000 strike price, right? I know that's way.
Yeah, because they would be cheaper, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so and it's not necessarily that the price is going to make it there, because you're going to sell it when you're in profit on the way up to that.
Right. But I would be doing this for me on this, I'd probably be doing this on a 10-minute or an hourly or something, obviously, because you're going to
yeah. Doesn't matter what the time frame is. The projection bosses work on your time frame.
So you'd be actually using the actual levels on the projection bosses as the strike and call, or the strike prices on the puts and calls. I got it. So like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because those are literally distribution probabilities, right? So that the price is going to end up somewhere within the first or second or third distribution, most likely, and you know what the probability is of each of those. So if you're heading in the direction you're heading and you're in profit at a time when you can, take your profit, I just take my profit.
Well, could it then? I mean, here, let me pop. I'm going to post this in stream chat real quick, and this is that 3 chart that I made with you a long while ago. So if you look in the upper right, oh shit, not that one. Hold on. I have a projection boss on it, and I have a Laplace and normal level. So you could actually do the same thing with normal and Laplace level. See how in the upper right? So you see I have a projection cone going.
I have RMLR bands and Laplace and normal bands on top of projection bosses on screens. And I know that sounds like a lot of information, but I would look at it because a lot of the times when you set the projection bosses in the right places, you see that there's a lot of confluence between the targets. And so the targets are not confusing at all. They're actually very clear. And it's like when you're approaching targets, and as long as you're not too greedy, you know when to get out. And you know, and you can, okay, maybe you miss some more profit to the upside if it runs for another target. Who cares? Like or maybe you get in for the flip position or the continuation position. But like I don't, you know, if I'm in profit on a move because I know what the probability is of ending up somewhere in that distribution.
Right.
It's easy for me to basically say, okay, take a profit, and you know, don't wait for the thing to turn around on you and take all the money away.
So here I'm posting a brand new one right now on the SPY. Let's see.
It's really no different. Like the way I trade these things is it's in a way it's very similar to how I'm scalping them. Yeah, it's just because I'm using the projection boss for the same purpose, which is to determine what are the probabilities that I'm going to end up at a certain place within the next X candles. Right. Yeah. It's just I do it on a 1 minute time frame on scalping.
Yeah.
And
that's sort of what I do
longer,
too,
but not so much. I'm also trading low time frames on options. I do all, but again, I really mostly just scalp perps and inverse perpetuals and stuff like that.
It's interesting. So now I see. So I'm looking on that upper right screen of that's the SPY there. So if you see how it goes, projection boss goes out. So each one. You can see how, like, right now the SPY just opened up and it just fell out. You know, it fell from, say, around 400 all the way to. So I see each level. So I could do strike prices right on each one of those levels. Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I see it.
They're originally built. Like I said, they were built originally for trading options, futures. Like, that's why they were created by, you know, people who made them many years ago. And then the ones that we see on TradingView, that's why they were made for that too. And you know, and similarly, that's why we made our own version, which is, you know, totally new and everything, but whatever. Like it has totally different features, but it's you know, we made them because it's useful for targeting for options, but it's also we figured out how to use them for scalping, and it's very similar.
No, I see it. Yeah, I got it now.
Yeah. That's how I use it for scalping also. Like I set my targets with that. And then when I get close to a target.
Remember, P-Funk, we're degens. We're degens.
I know. I know.
Yeah, we are. That's true. But that when you do like right now we're having, for example, you know, a nice variance to the upside positively correlated on the 45-minute of Bitcoin, even though it's starting to turn down, right? But the variance is still to the upside. So if I was trading the 45-minute, which is, of course I don't because it's too long, I would have set my projection boss and, you know, and probably taken the profit around here or possibly when it confirms that the variance is starting to turn down. But for the moment, it's still positively correlated to the upside. And, you know, a projection boss will surely be telling me, you know, that we're approaching a target. And we are, in fact, when I look at here on the target, we are approaching one at 20,000, almost 20,500, 20,496 or something like that. So, which means that's also close to, I mean, there's so, you see, that's the thing is any time frame you're trading, right, you can just pick your targets with the distribution model that you're using. That's the beauty of the projection bosses for the options trading and for the scalping. Anyway, I know you get it by now. I've run on too long, but I hope that answers your question.
It does. It totally does. But I guess what I'm realizing is that I can use, like I just posted the one of Bitcoin just now too. God, did I not? Damn, dude.
Yeah, I'll post. I don't know, but I'll post my my daily projection zoomed in. You know what? I'll zoom out a bit just so it's clearer from where I'm starting.
All right, so that's Bitcoin right there on a 45-minute. But I'm just noticing that, like I'm saying, is the Laplace, and you can see the projection boss levels, and then you can see the normal Laplace levels. I've sort of been using the normal Laplace levels, but and like you said, they sort of kind of always seem to match up.
Yeah. I throw the RMLR levels on there because I've noticed that thing about the RMLR with the third touch. It can happen that it touches a couple times, or just on the way to a mean reversion, like on the 1 minute, sometimes, but it's still rare. But on higher time frames, especially like on daily and stuff, it does not. I mean, or even hourly or 15-minute, it's
What do you What are you saying? A third touch? What do you mean a third? A touch? You kind of lost me.
When the price action hits or makes a third standard deviation.
Third standard deviation. Okay, gotcha.
I thought of the RMLR.
Right. I thought you were commenting on when the RMLRs touch each other for the third time. Like you can see in your picture there, they touch around the 7th, they touch around the 15th, and they're touching around. Okay,
they cross each other a bunch, but when you have price action touch, or push a 3 standard deviation to a new place or whatever, it's usually going to mean revert from that point. The price might go up further or down further, whatever direction it's going, but it is going to mean revert before it comes back to another third standard deviation away. It will mean revert, and
No, I'm with you. Yeah, it's great. I'm just trying to think about other way to see it. Yeah. Like I said, I had to go back. I had all my screens on them sort of started looking exactly the same. You know what I mean? Like I've got some.
It's very interesting because we've already reverted to the RMLR, but mean reversion is actually to the mean. So we are still reverting to the mean since we hit that third standard deviation to the downside on the daily, for example, of Bitcoin. I just posted that chart in the stream chat. And we are, I think around mid-September, we could easily have mean reversion completed unless something rips to the upside sooner than that, or unless we rip to the downside and get further and further away. But for now, it looks like around then we might have some kind of a mean reversion happening. Possibly.
What are your bands, Yasha, that you're using?
Normal on this one I'm just showing Laplace and RMLR and projection bosses.
Yeah.
Right, but on this screen the bands are your RMLR bands, right?
So you're the pink and the yellow. The pink and the yellow.
Yeah, the lines. So there's 2 different RMLRs. So there's 6 bands to the upside and 6 bands to the downside. And then there's dots, and the dots are Laplace distributions. And then the PB1s up front. Oh no, those are actually PB2s. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. So in this case, you got.
But the 3 yellow lines, the bands, like the deviation bands that you're using in the background. Is that which version?
The lines are RMLR bands.
Oh, okay. RMLR bands. Gotcha.
I find for easiness to look at it myself, MJ, I put them on step line. And then I think you can find it on step line. It's just my personal way. It's easier to see than the way he has
because it kind of levels it out for the candle. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you can tell if you're at the first or second or third standard deviation.
Yep. Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just personal choice.
Yep.
Yeah, I like to see when those RMLR bands hit the third.
Yep.
Because it's very telling that it's going to mean revert from that point. So that's usually a good place to make an entry, either for continuation or a fast flip that usually peters out before continuation. Like we had there happen between the 19th or something, 20th of August.
Yep.
And then it fell down on the 26th. So, and then again, we're in mean reversion, but we're still continued mean reversion from the 19th of August. We have not gone back to towards the third RMLR band, really, and to the downside. So, and it's just, if you look at any data set, any chart, it's just that way. RMLR is very, very powerful information. And the fact that we know, looking forward, the direction of the RMLR is incredibly powerful when you slap that on top of the direction predictor. So we've got two of them right now at a short length and a normal length, basically walking kind of in opposite directions, but kind of parallel. And you got to remember that the height of the RMLR doesn't matter, because that can change on it does change on any given day, but it's the direction that matters. And then, so you see that they're coming together today, and they're going to basically be coming together and walking parallel for the next coming days. Even when you have a drop off on the shorter length, they'll still be coming together, generally speaking, in terms of parallel walking. So that basically says if we start losing steam and volatility around, before mid-September, people are going to get tired of this. That's when you'll have a move happen, because that's when the volatility will pick up quickly. And then it'll either rip up or rip down once it touches the mean. But for now, the mean is falling and the price is rising. Therefore, they're going to meet at some point if this continues, in any case. So that's what I'm saying, is the mean reversion is likely. And for now, that means price go up, slowly but surely. Did I get cut off?
I heard you.
All right. Anyway, that's my daily forecasting magical VEPS information from the projection bosses. That's how I use them. I look at those targets. And then, of course, I zoom down and I do the same thing by looking in at the lower targets, lower time frames for the actual scalps. It's the same exact thing. I'm just using the projection at lower time frames.
Do you see what they're posting you, Yasha? They're both at Sayron and Donnie are asking you what you're using for your RML, what lengths you're using for the RML. Yeah, 30, 12, and 11, 10, right?
Yeah, on those charts, it's 30, 12, and 11, 10.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Oh, do you find others on lower time frames better?
I mean, I use a bunch because I like what I look around for places I can front run.
Got it.
So I'll change the target numbers to be a bit faster for hitting my targets. So then I'll get an entry maybe a minute before it looks before a 30-12. I might find it on a lower number.
With the sample size or the correlation look back, or both?
Both.
Really? But didn't we say up front when this first came out it doesn't work below 7 or something like that?
Well, so the one that's released doesn't work, I think, below 10 or whatever. Okay. But I still have beta. I still have beta copies, so I use that. But that I wouldn't recommend going below 10, to be honest. But there's a lot of room to play with between the 30-12 and the 11-10. There's a lot of room.
Yeah. I'm with you. I guess I'm not asking. See what Sayron's asking you. I don't understand. He's asking you the predictor. What length do you use?
RMLR. For the predictor on RMLR, I use the direction predictor. And you mean the sensitivity for ALMA or the sensitivity length? Because for fast sensitivity length, I use 6 on ALMA usually, and I use slow sensitivity length on 9 on ALMA too.
Me too.
And then
I think that was default.
That might be the default. There's a reason I use it.
Yeah.
We test.
And then there's direction trend colors at fast at 9.
I typically, like, that's what you see on the charts is 933. I'll leave that there for a lot of them. I play with those. I don't always use 933. I will use other numbers on them.
And Donnybrook, you moved the slow sensitivity length 9 to a jerk 2. I think that's what we did. African and I did a while back. Right? I think he's typing now.
No, I think he uses ALMA, but the ALMA 2 by default.
Well, he's saying he uses a 5 ALMA on the fast, and it looks like a 9 jerk on the slow. We African and I a while back. Yeah, I think I have one set up like that. We found that on some cases it was like one step faster. But whatever. Yeah.
7.
Yeah. They're not identical. That's kind of the point.
There's jerk 1. The weird thing is there's jerk 1, and jerk 2. I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe I am. So because I was just looking.
The reason that I use the defaults in a lot of these cases when I'm, is because, well, first of all, they're powerful as heck. And I like to be able to just show the defaults that are powerful as heck to anybody who's learning this stuff, and so that you can know that, for whoever's like watching this on YouTube or whatever, it's like, it's good to know you can just use the defaults and they work. But yeah, we play around with the numbers all the time, all of us pretty much, right? I think all of us do, kind of. We're always looking around for new stuff, for information. So we play around with the numbers because it's amazing what you can find. But yeah.
So normal predictor, what does he mean by that? I'm just reading what he says. For normal predictor, I've been using 7 and 15.
The normal predictor is just the normal predictor is the regular direction predictor.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah, and then there's the aggressive one. Yeah, Power Mean is awesome.
Yeah, the Power Mean's great. I think 30. Yeah, African pointed out 35 is phenomenal, and it seems to be.
It helps with all the time frames, man.
Yeah,
with all the time frames, it will at least catch the wicks, or it will want to open or close above it, or below it. Yeah.
Interesting. Nice picture of magic there, by the way, African.
Shot.
Is that you?
No, that's Shia LaBeouf, or whatever his name is.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Okay, well, good. I appreciate it. I haven't even been one to put out yet. Predictor overkill, perfect.
No, it's good, man.
It's amazing, dude. Stuff's amazing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this information is very powerful.
Okay, so what are we thinking for BTC, Chance? Are we gonna break? Or are we gonna have
on the weekly? Well, let's take a look at weekly. Let's
get it.
Good question.
So we have some positive drift on the 5-minute coming in with some bull div.
4-hour buying pressure is still dominating. It's crazy. Weekly, I mean, not that it really matters that much. Weekly is such a high time frame, but weekly buying pressure has been dropping a little compared to last week, and selling pressure has also been dropping. If you look at the charts, if you look at just the weekly chart itself, even though we're up on the week so far, it's still only, 3.95. I'd say only. It's 3.95, almost 4% on the week up, right? And it did touch a target above. If you, it depends where you track the cone from, but I should probably redo these cones. But the RMLR on it is currently still pointing down, and the direction predictor on it as well is pointing down. And we are well below the mean, sitting right between a Laplace and a normal distribution target.
I show your mean around what, 20,800, 828.76, somewhere in there.
I've got one at, no, your means it's set at a different setting. This one I've got it around 31 and change. 31.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at your daily day. I was just looking at the picture you posted, the last chart you posted.
Oh, daily. No, I was looking. No, I switched over to a weekly, so let me post the weekly. Actually, let me post ye old weekly time frame so that I can. I'm going to hide the PBs because they'll just be confusing since I didn't set them yet for the weekly. But actually, you know what? I can just do this. Why not? That's the beauty of this thing. Okay, well, no, I will leave it there. Okay, so that one, yeah, that is correct. And then the second one we're going to put is also correct. Okay. Fine. I'll just leave it like that, the weekly, and make it nice and big and clear, because it's, how do you call it when it's fugly?
Jesus.
This is, I mean, for people who like, for people who don't mind shorting, this is a great market. For people who have a problem shorting, this is a very bad market. Investors are having a hard time.
Well, and then you have this bullshit like this morning where they rip it all up, and then everything now is, I mean, yes, maybe it's an opportunity for everybody to buy right now, but they took everything up on a gap, just ripped it all right back down. And then, figuring out from here, what point go, which way to go from here. And this is like the key areas, I would think.
So we
Just on
literally
stocks.
touched, we touched we touched a normal band,
Let me see.
and we cut above with a wick up on Bitcoin today on the weekly. On the weekly,
This is all right.
just below. We are just below a second Laplace band down. It's like a third coin flip down. Second Laplace band.
Is the thick purple line your mean?
The thick purple line at around 24,099 is my mean. Yeah, for that projection.
Yeah,
just for the other one. Hang on, no, for the moving mean, the thick purple one that's coming down is at like 31.3. Yeah, that's the mean falling down. So we're like a good $11,000. We're good 50%, and we're below the mean. Like we're far from the mean, but that doesn't mean it can't fall further. But we are still very far from it. When you're more than 50% of your price away from the mean, that's on a weekly time frame. That's pretty bad. But again, on a weekly, it looks like it could start going down, continue going down, even though it's got a little pump up for now. Is it going to crash through the floor today? Well, we'll see. I guess we'll see. But I don't think, or tomorrow or Sunday. Maybe. Entirely possible. But I mean, if it does, the targets below are 19.3 and then 18.6 and then
the holiday weekend here too, remember.
17.5. Yeah, it could go to 17.5, which is literally at a normal distribution target. The first one below that mean of that distribution. So we could go there, which will be a low compared to it would be like the same price that we hit on June. And if it dipped below there to a second distribution down to like 16.2, it could do that and then set a kind of new low for this, since the drop, and freak everybody out for Monday, and then either continue down or break up, whatever. But I don't know. It's possible if the RMORs are reading right, but again, it's such high time frames, and it's like that stuff is for prognosticators and pontificators, and we sit here on the 1 minute and the 3 minute and the 5 minute and the 10 minute and the 15 minute, because that's where the real shops are trading. Like, who's wasting their time on the week? Who's wasting their time on the weekly if they're looking at if they're at an HFT firm? They can't be bothered with that. That's crazy. They're doing
high time for them is 5 minutes.
Dude, high time for them. They're doing millions of trades per second.
That's what I mean.
Like the average trade lasts less than 0.22 seconds.
Right.
And that was years ago already. That was like 3 years ago. So now it's even faster.
Yep.
Yeah. So if the average trade was 0.22 seconds, like at those HFT firms, then because they're just buying and selling immediately on the ask and the bid,
Right. Yep.
They're pocketing that little difference, but with such huge orders, then they make money in volume, literally, right?
That's all it is.
Yeah, they make volume. Their position size is what gives them their profit on that tiny little difference, and that's what fakes out all the retail traders, because that's what moves the market. And retail traders think that those positions are long-term positions. It's like, no, they're gone before you even saw the first part of it. Like, they closed out of it. The moment they ran the close, and they're
doing probably out of it by the time
you.
Yeah, they were probably out of it by the time you actually hit the enter button all the way down to the end.
Yeah. Before your trade is confirmed, they've already traded 100 orders.
Yeah. By the time you see their first order, like that first order come in, and you think, oh, this is a big one, it's like, no, they've already closed that position, and they've already moved on to another trade that you didn't even notice yet.
Like I said, if you go to the New York Stock Exchange, all it is super high-end computers all the way around the whole outside of it. I mean, inside, but on the outside of it, and it's just zilliseconds or whatever they use it.
Right. Which is why these tools are magnificent, because it's like, okay, we can never trade as fast as the bots, obviously, but we can see what the information is in the encapsulated time frames, a minute, 5 minutes, whatever, 10 seconds, whatever you'd like to trade at, and we can actually use the same information. It's just they're operating this information at super fast speeds, but we can rely on it for the time frames that are low enough to be in and out of trades relatively quickly.
Yeah, we're just trying to ride the wave a little bit and catch the in
exactly.
Yeah,
picking up the pieces that they leave behind. It's like, all right,
the
plenty of that
crumbs.
around. Yeah, like because you know the probabilities, which is what I like. Whenever we have new people joining and trying to learn this stuff, I keep harping on about learning the tendencies. Those 6 tendencies. That's your bread and butter because that works for volatility and it works for entropy when they're correlated to the price action or when the entropy is correlated. Like they work for both. That's why it's like that's the thing people have to learn if they want to trade this way. They get confused, I think, by I don't know what. Some people are just having a hard time focusing on it. That's fine, but the thing to learn is those tendencies, right? I mean, P-Funk, you have been hammering away at those since months already and using them since you began.
Yeah.
And that's like the basic building bricks, if you will, of this kind of trading. It's like if you know those tendencies, you're generally going to be right. And as long as you keep doing it and practicing it, you're going to be right more often than you're wrong by default because you are operating within probabilities. So if you say, okay, I know it should operate within the 68 probability, at least, so I'll make my target real simple. 1 standard deviation away is my target. And if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm out. And I take my profit either way, right? It's like the tools literally show you target. All the nonsense TA stuff that people have been learning and still do, where do they ever teach you how to actually make proper targets based on math, right? They just don't. It's all garbage math, what they use, and it's lagging indicators. That's why it's garbage math. And this shows you what's actually relevant now, or even in the next candle, which is mind blowing. But
I still have to have a. Go ahead. No, I was just going to say I still have to have that little chart in front of me.
Yeah, the tendency is sharp, but that's why it's so important. I mean, it doesn't matter if you keep it in front of you for weeks, months, or years. I don't care. I keep it. I look at that thing. I look at that thing all the time, and I wrote the damn thing. So did other people. Like whoever wrote it. We wrote it down for a reason. Doesn't matter. I still look at it from time to time because it's good to refresh my memory on the wording I used. But everybody writes it in their own way, and it's like I just. Those are the 6 things to remember when you're trading, really, when you're trading this stuff. What are the tendencies? Because they are strong tendencies. We don't call them rules because they're not, nothing's perfect in life, but they're really damn close. They're so accurate. Not to call them rules is almost a bit of a misnomer, but we don't do that because there are always probabilities that they can be wrong, and sometimes they are, but, they're very, very, very strong tendencies. And if you are trading correctly according to those probabilities and setting targets with the normal distribution or the Laplace distribution or even the RMLR distribution, you're going to generally have very solid profit-taking targets. And it doesn't matter if you miss even most of the move. It can continue past where your target was, even a lot. It doesn't matter. If you get out with a small profit, it's better than get out with any loss. And that's why I keep hammering that stuff home. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that. I know you guys all know this stuff. I more or less said this for the 5 people that will watch this on YouTube that aren't already part of Alpha Trading. Because that's,
The 5 people.
Maybe 4. It's a weekend.
4,
who knows?
Holiday weekend, the 5 people.
No, because people don't watch it. People don't watch this stuff because they want to watch the garbage. They want to see what is the TA God saying. They want
to see the flash.
They want to see the ridiculous nonsense. What does the RSI say? Because they've heard that word a million times. Even from, by the way, well-intentioned people, right? Like there's people who do, like they have a good intention. You could tell they do. And they just talk about this stuff because that's all they know. They're not aware. And so it's like, I just feel empathy for them.
Well, like I tell you guys, I watch another room and like I use it for ideas, and then when I see ideas, I pop it on our stuff, and then I can trade it from there. Because I just don't, I can't catch all the ideas. That's it.
Because that makes sense. Ideas are great. Like it's there's always opportunities, and when you see what those ideas are saying with the real math, you just have a better sense of what the actual targets are and what the probabilities are. So you know to avoid the FUD and the FOMO and all the nonsense that they're seeing, and just pay attention to what the actual maths say, and then go with that. Because if they're right or if they're wrong, it doesn't matter. If there's an opportunity and you know how to trade it to make a profit, that's true. It matters. So smart.
Well,
it's so.
The funny thing is on that other room, 90% of the people that are on there are just looking. They just want to be told what to buy and sell. And you can say that they're like, well, where's? Right. And then when they go in, and the kid, there's a guy here who's pretty good. He trades off the levels, kind of sort of like we do, but he doesn't use TA. He just uses levels. And then you have everybody. He'll post I like the SPY here, or I like QQQ here. And then what the 99% of the response is, okay, what's profit target? What's stop loss? Where's the entry? Where's the stop loss? You know what I mean? So the bottom line is they just want you to feed it to them. Yep. And, by the time I'm going to sit here, if I was doing that, by the time I'd hit enter and then send it out, the trade would be long over. You know? So, I mean, and then when they go upside down, because people don't know how to stop, either take, or stop themselves out, and now things down 40%, and they're like, well, what do I do now for now? What do you think you should do? At this point, you know. This is an interesting way. Look at this chart on the upper right here. This MJ here. This is for this is why I used a step line on this. This is actually pretty cool. Where the step line, I have a PB cone and a step line, but it got to the second take rate off on the upper right. So if you use the step lines along with the probability cone, that's the SPY. So they took it up pre-opening, and then all it's done is just cater right back in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can kind of see the weird step line on it, like how it touched it almost to the T.
Yep.
And I guess there was a third one.
I use step lines for means sometimes and for medians a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed you used it. When I first started, I noticed you did that a lot.
Yeah, I like smooth lines on means, but sometimes I like step lines on them. It depends on the chart. But by the way, we just had a nice little trending move to the downside on Bitcoin, didn't we? Woohoo! Dollar must be doing nicely. I didn't even look at Dixie in the last hours.
It's up at 109.2. I mean, it's not really moved.
Yeah, no, it's actually down on the meter, right? 1/3%. But all right. When you have dollar and Bitcoin going down, that tells you something.
It's funny. It did do it at 8:30. It did do a third outlier. You can see it. Well, I guess it depends on. Also, this depends on.
Wow, they're down the exact same amount. They're both down 0.37% in that moment that I looked. That's hilarious. Anyway, wow, yeah. When you see dollar and Bitcoin down, fan being hit by stuff.
Stuff, exactly. Man.
Yeah, that's all right.
No, it is. It's quite all right. Yeah, it's just a number going up and down, man. Just a number going up and down.
It's a video game. It's literally a video game.
That's exactly what it is. It's bingo parlor.
It's a bingo parlor. Anyway, guys, let's see. So let's just wrap this up, shall we? Unless you guys want to talk more. I just want to get some more trading done before I got to do other stuff today. Let's see. Overall, the picture on the market and crypto land right now, it's pretty green on the big ones. Minor, but still pretty green. You got some shitcoins doing 7%, 5%, whatever, but generally speaking, pretty flat. Let's see. VIX is down. Dixie's down a little bit. SPY, like we said, is up a tiny bit also. Gold is slightly up. Projections look on the weekly, like we said, a high time frame. High time frame is not looking so hot, and it could easily fall down. Daily, though, I think the daily's looking better than the high time frame in the sense of heading towards a mean reversion anytime soon. But generally speaking, on the low time frames for trading, it's a fantastic day for low time frame scalps. It really is. I mean, we are blessed with volatility today. On low time frames. We've got up and down motion all day. I mean, it's just been going up and down every hour, every minute, constantly. And it looks like it's going to continue that way today. Because we have, right now, the volatility on like the hourly is pretty low, pretty medium, pretty low. And you got correlation going up and down all over the place. So volatility and entropy is good. It's very mixed. And when it's mixed, that's opportunity waiting to happen. We got little trending moves on the 15-minute. And if you go down to the 1 minute or the 5 minute, on the 1 minute, you got trending moves every hour usually. Sometimes they're weak, sometimes they're strong, but every hour you usually got a good trending move or two. On the 5 minute also, you get them every couple hours usually. And you get some nice ones like we did today. And you
appreciate the update, boss. Gentlemen, everybody have a great holiday weekend. Everybody. Absolutely.
Have a great holiday weekend. I guess we'll be back on Tuesday. Right? So see you, folks. Have a good one.
All right.
See y'all.
Thanks.